Order and ask to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I can go ahead and ask for approval of this morning's agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second that. Any discussion?
I believe Renee was going to zoom in today. She's not on yet.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, she is.
I do want to make a couple changes. Engineer Rawl said we could strike the motion authorizing county engineer to sign the FY22 fuel contract. We have a process in place for that, so I can take care of that after the meeting. And the application for liquor license Wine on Wheels LLC is incomplete, so I'm going to remove that and we'll reach out to them. So with those two changes, I would ask for approval with an amended agenda.
I'll make that amendment.
And go ahead, Renee.
I'll second it.
Motion and a second to amend the agenda as presented. All those in favor say aye.
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 Carries. Then I have the motion to approve the agenda. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Next item I have is approval of claims for payment dated July 7th, 2021, and some individual claims dated June 30th, 2021.
I'll make a motion to approve the claims for payment.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Discussion. We just had a couple last minute year-end expenditures that we need to formally approve. So that's why those June 30th payments are being approved. Without any other discussion, all those in favor say aye.
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 Carries. Next item is emergency management update. Emergency management coordinator Creighton has no update. Secondary roads update. Morning, Taylor.
Hey. They've been patching concrete up on D15. It was kind of needed to be addressed, and then Ragbri really wanted it done, so that's kind of why we're up there doing that. Otherwise, you guys know I've been gone for a week. Yesterday is my first day back, so I'm still just catching up.
Thank you. All right, next item I have is public comment. Michael, I'm gonna have you wait. Any public comment here in the conference room? Go ahead, Donna.
Quick question.
Yep.
When it comes to the adoption, revocation of prior permit applications and the adoption of the new one, will I be able to comment then?
No, so go ahead and state your facts now, please.
Okay, I have a question. Are you just adopting a new permit application, or are you still in talks about doing an ordinance, or are you not doing one?
So I haven't been involved in the discussions with Attorney Meyer because that would violate Chapter 21. So I can let Lance address what he's worked with Attorney Meyer on. With the revocation, I don't think that's appropriate at this point. I've got a feeling that things are under control and the people that already have the permits have gone through the proper channels. So when we get to that, I would look for.
It's just the permit application to be revocated as being outdated.
Correct. And the way I read it is any current permits. So I think we'll let the current permits stand, but we'll get to that. Okay, Donna? So Lance, I'll yield to you.
I think it'd be easier once we get to it to answer your questions, but I'll cover those answers.
And if I have other questions?
I think when I answer it, it'll be all answered for you on it. You'll have time. I need to open up the discussion on that before I talk about it at this point.
So then I would be able to be included in the discussion when it comes down to that.
I don't think there will be any discussion when I come down to that. Otherwise,
right,
I can't tell you because the motion hasn't been made.
Are
But I
you
think your answers
still
will be
in
answered.
discussion regarding consequences?
Yes.
As long as it's still in discussion and not a dead issue, that's all I'm concerned about.
Then yes, it is in discussion.
Because there is one other factor when it comes to this ditch mowing thing or ditch cutting and baling. Doing it prior to July 15th affects the nesting, which affects the hunting, which affects the tourism. Do you follow me?
Oh, I listened to it, yeah.
I mean, there are so many factors that need to be considered in that
And that's why the state law is where it's at.
with no consequences.
Correct.
And what I'm asking is that for those who break the rules of the state, that there be some sort of consequence.
So when I get to that point, we can talk about that. Do you have any more suggestions you want to put in there?
There should be consequences. And I don't mean, well, we just won't give them a permit next year, because so what? Who cares? You cut, bale, mow, whatever, without a permit, there are no consequences.
Okay.
And there really should be.
Okay. I have talked to Daryl. I have not had Dave involved in this yet.
And also, I think if someone sees somebody doing it prior to July 15th, or in an area they shouldn't be, or in an area that the property owner can give permission and has not, do you have to see an official see it? Or can a picture be taken and sent in?
I think a picture would be hard to verify where the picture was, unless you got a setting in the background.
So then if you send in a picture, it should give some sort of
Landmark.
indication of location.
That would help. I don't know if it'd do any good. That's for Dave, but I'm still listening.
It's being pushed off to you.
And
I
Tom.
mean, this is just public comment. I
Right.
mean, it's not
Right.
back and forth.
Yeah.
I think we have to be more efficient in our meetings. So
So then that's a question that will not be answered.
I don't know if during their discussion it might, but this is public opportunity to provide information and opinions to the board so then they can conduct their business today.
Like I said, there are multiple things that need to be considered. And I'm not saying I'm an expert. I'm just saying, here are some circumstances that should be considered.
Okay.
As well as what consequences. I mean, because like I said, if there are no consequences, who cares? Do what you want. Wild West Hardin County.
Do you have any other concerns?
Not at the moment,
Okay.
just that something be done. Something must change.
Okay.
Michael, do you want to open up the others or the Zoom for public comment, please?
People online can unmute themselves.
Any public comment from the Zoom? Okay, hearing none, I'm going to go ahead and move to the next item, revocation of county mowing, baling, and the right-of-way permits. So at this point, I don't think there's any reason to go backwards, but to go forwards at this time. So unless there's a motion to act on this item.
I talked to Taylor. He just got back from vacation at this time. For the next two things, he says hold off, let them give a little more time to wrap around it.
Okay.
Donna, that answers the question that you asked, but until we get to this point, it's hard to answer that question because it hasn't been voted on. I would move to table,
Okay. The revocation.
yes.
Okay.
I'll second it.
A second it. I have a motion, a second, any discussion? Hearing none, all aye?
Aye.
Aye. Motion
Aye.
carries. Next item is adoption of DOT mowing, baling, and the right-of-way permit. This would be the revised version.
Taylor has asked that this be tabled as well at this point. Along with tabling that, it answers the ordinance question. Are we working on the ordinance? Yes, we are. There's multiple questions to be asked. Anna brought up a few more that could be asked in there, but most of them were already covered.
Okay. And this morning, just my simple question that was answered by County Attorney Meyer. To put teeth into this, the biggest or the greatest penalty would be a simple misdemeanor. That would be a fine of $105. So I'm trying to give you some legal guise and direction that it could or could go, Donna. So, but that's what was explained to me. That was this anticipated crime or infraction. Okay, so that's where we sit in terms of Iowa code on that. Any other discussion?
Yeah. And part of the discussion was brought up for the tourism of hunting that Donna brought up, but I also look at it, I play devil's advocate. If we're going to create an ordinance, the asparagus is a crop that would affect asparagus hunters, harvesting of animals, which would be pheasant hunting and tourism. That could also be there. I've been in talking with Daryl. We're trying to work through quite a bit here. But to take public right away from somebody, I think can be done. But what you're asking is to single one thing out.
The state rules.
Well, that's what we're working through. So we are working through it.
And I'd like to comment on something you said. Asparagus is only a crop
So it's, hey,
if it's planted. This is wild. And if it grows where somebody doesn't want it, it's a weed. There are people who grow daylilies. They do not consider it a weed. There are daylilies in the ditch. It is considered a weed.
Yeah, if you guys want to have
Location.
this conversation afterwards, I completely understand, but we're literally getting into the weeds on it, so. All right,
I'll make motion to table.
all right.
I'll second it.
I have a motion, a second, and further discussion. Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion. I have a fireworks permit from Douglas Long at 22997 115th Street in Iowa Falls, asking to do a fireworks display on July 10th of 2021. From my review of the permit, looks like it passed, it meets all the criteria.
I'll make a motion to approve the application of fireworks permit for the Long Family Reunion of July 10th.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The next is a fireworks permit application from Vern Schwartz, 15342 220th Street, Alden, Iowa. They've been doing this for quite a while. Their primary date is July 17th with a rain date of July 18th. Again, Schwartz family has been doing this a few years and the application looks to be complete.
I'll make a motion to approve the application for fireworks permit, Vern Schwartz family, July 17th with the rain date of the 18th.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. The next item I have is Auditor Peters' monthly report for the month of July.
I'll make a motion to approve the auditor's monthly report of June.
July?
June.
Or June, I'm sorry.
I'll second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next I have is Sheriff McDaniel's monthly report for the month of June.
Make a motion to approve the sheriff's monthly report for June.
Well, second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Next, I have 2 changes of status from the Hardin County Conservation Department. The first is for Kit Paper. It is a pay increase. Kit has acquired his CDL certification, so he's getting a pay raise for this. Wes built it into the budget. Kit's new wage would be $45,406.
I'll make a motion to approve the change of status for Kit Paper effective 7/1/21.
Second it.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. The final change of status for the Hardin County Conservation Department is Brennan Rasak. It's a pay increase. Wes notes that Brennan has acquired a CDL certification and additional chemical certification. He had already built this into his budget. Brennan's new salary would be $37,433.
I'll make a motion to approve the change of status for Brendan Rasek effective 7/1/21.
I'll second it.
Motion is second. Discussion.
It's a $600 bump, and the previous one was a $450 bump. I believe the difference between the two, this one had a chemical certification as well.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Lance, any other business?
None.
You'll keep working with Daryl on this
Daryl and Dave.
and Dave. Okay. Renee, any other business?
I have nothing.
Ask for adjournment or recess.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Thank you, Renee.
Yep, thank you.